I'm already beginning to think about the next grow season. This summer has been hot and dry, and the plants have suffered because of it. It really has me thinking about the changes I want to make next year, what to grow and what not to grow. Year after year, you never know how the weather is going to be, how much rain you'll get, too much or too little. It's the risk you take when gardening and growing plants. You do what you can to take care of them, the best that you can. And then, it's up to the gods. It's been a strange season, to say the least. Steadily in the 90s, hot and humid with little to no rain. I've been watering the plants using the rain tanks when I can, but even those were drying up. And then the pests came. The insects were attacking some of my plants, desperately seeking water. I can't say that I blame them, but when you work so hard to grow and care for the plants all season long, you hope to see them thrive. Because I garden the naked way, I don't use any chemicals or pesticides. So I used neem oil to keep most of the pests away, but even that wasn't enough. It was 4 years ago when I started to build my food forest garden. And over time, as the garden grows and becomes more and more established, the idea is that I should start seeing less and less pest issues. But it really has me thinking about how I want to grow my garden going forward. Every year, I add more and more, collect my seeds for the next year, and start planning. I recently took a forage walk with a local expert and learned so much more about the native perennial plants. It inspired me to grow a lot more perennials. Perennials come back year after year and become more and more established each year that it does. And even though I do have a lot of perennials in my garden, such as comfrey, blueberries, blackberries, elderberry, mulberry, and gooseberry, I want to add more edible plants to my garden that will ultimately require less and less of my time to manage. It takes a lot of work building a homestead, caring for animals, and growing food, not to mention all the other work that I do. So the less time I need to spend working on the garden, the better. Being able to create more time to simply enjoy the garden is what I'm after. Letting Mother Nature do what she does best. So I had to remove any remaining plants that had been overtaken by fungus, disease, or destroyed by insects. And that included my beloved elderberry. Last year, I had an amazing harvest and made a syrup that I took throughout the year to keep my body well. Because elderberry is a super plant that has loads and loads of nutrients and vitamins in it that keeps the immune system strong. This year, the birds got most of my harvest, and when I harvested what was left, I noticed tiny white larvae crawling out of the berries. No wonder the birds were all over it this year. The larvae were from fruit flies because the tree had been under some stress from the drought. So I had to throw out my harvest and start removing any damaged canes or berries. unfortunately, a lot of them were starting to even get a little moldy. And because it's now just been so buggy out, they are just attacking the fruits. But this is a good way to kind of reuse them. Look at that. See? Right there. Some larvae. Some nice treats for you guys. I just want to briefly interrupt this video to share how I keep my body and mind well, and my spirit lifted. I hand blend my own herbal teas, and I've been working with the plants, especially the medicinal ones, for quite some time now. I'm a firm believer that anything our bodies need can be found on this earth or within us. The plants have healing powers. And now you can find my teas on my website, thenakedgardener.us. One of my herbal blends, Beam Me Up, is great for boosting men's libido, balancing hormones, and treating erectile dysfunction. It includes some powerful herbs that are known to be nature's Viagra. There's another called Free Radical that I especially crafted to reduce free radicals in the body. Because we live in a world that is full of toxins, exposed to radiation from our devices, poor diets, smoking, and chronic stress, our bodies produce too many free radicals and can't handle the overload, which can damage our cells and DNA. This tea is great for counteracting that. My Cloud9 tea helps those with ADHD or depression, and I have other medicinal tea blends that reduce anxiety and relieves digestive issues. And since we are cyclical by nature, when the seasons change, I love making a special blend that supports us in that new season. Right now, it's my summer sun tea, one of my favorites. It keeps my body cool in the heat, keeps me hydrated, and is loaded with vitamins and antioxidants. So good for the body when the summer heat rises. I love brewing this one in the sun. I just add the plants and water to my tea infuser and keep it in a sunny place. The heat of the sun naturally heats and purifies the water, extracting all of the potent powers from the plants and gives it more sun-powered energy. So good for you. You can find all of my teas on my website, thenakedgardener.us. Thanks for your support. I started to turn my focus onto my fall crop. The mornings have been getting a little cooler, and the sky has been staying a little darker, which is always a sign that the season will be shifting soon. So I wanted to start those cool weather seeds. I direct sowed some in the garden, but with the lack of rain we've had, it's hard to get those plants established. So I decided to start most of them indoors. I've been harvesting what I can from the garden and was so excited to see some of my plants produce fruit for the very first time. I have a little bit of beans starting to form on this plant, so that's good news. I have some tomatoes. I have a lot of things I have to come in here and harvest right now, I'm noticing. So I'm going to be definitely working today. It's not too bad out right now. It actually feels kind of nice, a little more pleasant than it has been. So I think the rain must have cooled things off a little bit. But, ooh, look at this. I have a beet that needs to be harvested. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Woohoo! Love it. Love it. This is squash I had planted just a couple weeks ago, and it's already just starting to pop up. But it's kind of strange because the other side, I planted seeds in this entire bed, and for some reason, these are the only ones that popped up. The other side hasn't. So it's kind of bizarre, and I'm not quite sure yet what I want to do. I might plant more seeds there or plant seeds of something else, but I just know that these vines are going to completely take over this entire bed eventually. So I don't know. I might just leave it and just kind of see, or plant some things along the border. I don't know. I have my sweet potatoes doing good. Look at this blackberry. I mean, this is just shooting out everywhere. All these canes everywhere. I mean, I will obviously have to prune them at the end of the season, but I'm just leaving them. Oh my God, you guys are witnessing the excitement. Oh my God, I'm just so excited for this. Look. Oh my God. That is my first peach ever on this tree. Oh my God, I'm so excited for that. Oh my God, that is so exciting. My first peach on my peach tree. I couldn't be happier right now. What a surprise, what a pleasant surprise. I was not even expecting to have any fruit whatsoever this year on this plant, but oh my God, it did produce a fruit. Wow, that's so exciting. Oh my God. And it looks like some kind of bird or something is already starting to kind of get to it. So I want to get that off soon, but I don't know. I mean, it looks like it might be kind of ready, but I feel like maybe I should leave it for a little while longer. But I don't know, it looks kind of okay. But oh my God, how exciting is that? Oh my gosh, that gives me hope, because I was concerned. Obviously, whenever you're new to planting fruit trees, you just don't know if you're doing the right things, and you do all the research you can and learn what you can, but you just don't know how it's going to turn out. And that is a good sign, such a good sign. Despite the rough summer we've had, it's amazing to see the garden in its 4th year. There was so much growth, and it was the healthiest it had ever been. And as much as I love it, it's always a humbling experience. Mother Nature can take a turn at any moment, leaving you bewildered, wondering what to do next and how to fix the problems that come up. She definitely keeps you on your toes, and sometimes it's a practice of surrendering to that which you have no control of. It's been one thing after the next, and even though I've had some rough run-ins with Mother Nature lately, leaving me cursing at the earth and sky sometimes, I still can't stop and look at her with awe. When my life gets so heavy with all my seemingly petty problems and day-to-day work, she certainly has a way of turning things up a notch, shaking you to your core, and leave you feeling completely gutted and raw. I literally created rain with how much I cried, but it feels so good to just let it out. She truly puts adaptability to test. When I was growing up, I was perpetually the new kid every year, moving more times than I can possibly remember. Every year was a different school, a new home, and a new group of kids to try and get to know. It was hard, but looking back on all of it, I can see that it taught me how to be adaptable, to go with the flow, and that life is in constant motion, constant change. Everything is finite. Even the lives we live now can feel as though we've lived multiple lifetimes in one. The relationships we've had that come and go, the different phases in life we've gone through, our stories, our memories, going through childhood, our experiences as a young teen, and then later in life as a young adult, and then mid-age. We are not just one person in this life with one experience. We are many people with many experiences. And all of those experiences impact us in some way, leave their imprint on our souls, make us rich in love and deep feeling, help us grow and become stronger and wiser. Life isn't always easy, and these days I'm beginning to see that it was never supposed to be. There's something to learn in the struggle, the hard times. It's in those moments that really stretch you and make you feel like you can't take any more, that something magical happens. It's like reaching a breaking point when so much energy has built up within you that you could just explode. And sometimes you do, and come out the other side of it lighter, but stronger. Every hard thing I have gone through in life, I have always come out the other side of it a much better person because of it. We live and we learn on this planet. There's so much that we still don't understand about ourselves and each other. And if we could all just realize that and not fight or argue with one another, point fingers and blame or shame, perhaps this world would be a much different place. I don't know you, and you don't really know me, but we're all trying to figure out our path, why we're here, what this all means, how to live and be, and try to get through our days the best that we can.